Good morning, everyone. This is my first time doing a video essay for my English class. This is for the alternative research project for my original project of human robots becoming humans. So I can begin by saying that my project originally was about robots becoming humans and the transition that is happening around us in technology right now. And I focused, as I said, on two things: the moral aspect and the industrial, or you can see like the social aspect of it. So in this alternative research, I would like to focus more on the moral side. But as first, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have first to introduce the subject. So we are talking about technology in the future, like 20 years from now or 10 years. And one of these technologies that are being developed and already available, and we can see it around us, is robots, of course. So when I began my research, I went over to see what is the originality of the word of robots. Where did the word come from? And I found, depending on the resource titled Humans' Rights versus Robots' Rights Forecast from Japan, it was Jennifer Robertson who wrote the article, and she said that the word robots derives from a word robota, which means servitude or forced labor. So we can like see that the word robots is meaning that you have a servitude or like a slave. You can see a slavery. Like you have a machine that works for you, but it doesn't have to be paid. You don't have to praise it for good work. It's just a machine, so it doesn't have feelings, if you may say. So this article like focused on what is happening in Japan for the development of robots and the revolution of the development and how long it did reach in the development. And it was back then in 2006, and there was actually a human-like androids that looks like us, and they were not 100% capable of doing our tasks. And I'm sure like you cannot see something like that now. It's not yet that we have robots around us that are capable of doing all of human tasks, but it's predicted that it will happen. So this resource or this article focused on the idea of robots in the future. So we can jump ahead and say that robots are nowadays are able to do more than what was happening back then in 2006. So I chose another resource which titled Something to Prove Robots Are Starting to Replace Human Technicians in Infrastructure Inspection. And this resource was written by Alan S. Brown. It's focused on how robots are replacing humans in many places, and it's not just in any like a normal place or like a mediocre field or like a different field. It's a skillful field. Like you need to have skills to go there and work in such an infrastructure inspection. So what was happening is robots and drones began replacing humans in such an inspection and turning it from manual inspection to automatic inspection or robotized inspection. And you can see that when he said that like back then in time they used to turn off the wheels and cool these pipes, or like these pipes in water, or leave it in water till they cool down, and they will use large cranes to like hold these pipes and put it on the deck and to inspect it manually. So it usually took like 40 days from them to do it, and nowadays they took like 7 days. They leave it all for robots. They just wait till it cools down below 200%, 200 Fahrenheit degree, and they leave it all for robots to scan the tube for erosions, dents, and fissures. So it's complete domination, if you may say. The writer said that it was not a complete domination now. It's not yet. It's just 40%. But still, 40% is a huge deal. Um, so, as you already see that robots already took over a huge percent, we can already see that in many places around us. Like you can usually see it in Walmart or any different place. If you can go there and you see the automatic or robotized checkout process, where you can go there, you don't have to interact with any human being whatsoever, and you can just finish your checkout with your robot. And like you can pay in cash, you can pay whatever you want, and it will give you change, and it will not do any error. Like it will not, like humans sometimes can do error, and on the other side humans ask for money, they ask for wages, and they ask sometimes for increasing wages, and say sometimes they ask for layoff, or like they're sick, or they cannot work today or something like that. So robots don't do that. This is why every big retailers nowadays, as Walmart and Lowe's, are trying to put these things beyond just process, checkout process. They are putting them around the aisles to check for the products that are missing on shelves, and to restack them and restock the shelves, and to do many other stuff, like helping people navigate the retailer, and uh, helping them in different languages even. So we already see that this has been somehow back then in 2006 it was not implemented in this way, and we can see that nowadays it's more real. It's something that we can see as our new reality. It's not something that is non-fiction anymore. So the next part is about the moral side of it. So we already see that how it's going to impact us. Um, it's going to replace humans, so it's going to result in huge wave of layoff and unemployment for us as humans, because we ask for money and they don't. So like any businessman will be happy to have some robots instead of humans. So this will likely result in some anger and frustration from our side as human beings towards these robots. And some of these angers and these feelings toward these robots are beginning to shape out in reality. When I began my research, I was not sure that such things are so real to this point, that we are really doing um, like a revolution against them. Some people are thinking that there is something going on and we have to stop it. And it came down that there is actually some people who went attacking robots in many places. I saw that in a paper, a resource that was a teaching robot that was attacked was a bat, and the robot kept like asking for help, but no one came for its help. So it looks like our frustration towards these robots are beginning to build up by time. And I actually the reason I'm doing this project because I played a game called Detroit Become Human, and this game was released back in 2018, I believe, and it was released for PCs in last year, 2019. And the story of the game is all about the rise of the artificial intelligence and the realization of their existence. They begin to realize that they do exist and they have feelings. They are not just programmed robots that they follow rules and programs. They have feelings. They began having anger, frustration, dreams. And one of these dreams of these robots was the dream to become free from human authority or human domination. So you can see that in the game there was some android who became called deviants because they deviated from the normal flow of the program to like follow the rules and stuff like that. So these deviants can or may arise in any time soon because these robots are becoming more intelligent by time. They are developing their intelligence because we are working on it. Actually, we are helping them. It may sound terrible to say it, but we are actually helping in something that may end our humanity. So we are helping them to develop the artificial intelligence, and this intelligence can be used against us if we didn't act on the side that we should be acting on. So this is the first moral or like this is the first response from us as human. Like I think this is more around us. Like most of the people will think this way. Like we are afraid from robots. I don't believe that all of us will go on this point of attacking robots or like holding a bat or anything to attack a robot. But I believe that most of us are afraid from the idea of having robots around us with such intelligence. So the second part that I began to realize by time, and the reason I realized this was I was playing the game with my cousin who didn't know about the game, and he get attracted to the game as we develop in the story and we playing it. I left all the options for him. I didn't restrict him to do something. I don't believe I did, but if I did, it was not a super important decision that would change the flow of the story. So it was just a minor decision. So the game has like decisions, and when you do it, like it changes the story, and you can go to freeing the robots and having them securing their freedom from human, or you can destroy them and end their dreams of having freedom. So as I was seeing him like destroying, like his plan was like, we are first, we are humans, we are most intelligent, we created them, and we should be alive. And see if they are endangering our lives, then we should turn them down or even go in a rage and like destroy them. So when I was seeing that, I was like, um, I was I was not happy with what was happening, and in fact, in that time, I was not able to reach a stance that was asked for me to provide in my original paper. I should have a stance. I should have a side to be on, and I didn't because I used technology all my life, and in the same time, I'm afraid. Like I'm normal human being, and when I'm hearing that these robots may feel that I'm endangering their freedom and they will retreat and like they will attack me as a retreat, so I don't know. I'm afraid. So this situation that I was just saying right now, when I was seeing him attacking these robots and destroying them, it brought me to realize that uh, it could be a different story for this. We don't need um, to be in such a situation. We don't need to fight. We don't need to deteriorate our world. we can realize we as humans we can realize their intelligence and we can live in peace. I don't really know what can we do to live in peace together. What is the plan for like who will be working and who will be staying at home, as you may say, because I guess like if robots do exist and human is working, it will not sound normal because they are capable of doing much more than we can without being tired. So in most cases they will be working and we will be like staying home or just managing stuff. So I think we can exist together. They can help us grow. They can help us have food without having to go to farms and to grow it up. They can help us to have um, companies open up and producing without having to go there, and we can still have like not a capitalist economy. We can have something like everyone has a shared or a fair share of wage that he can live off, or a fair share of products that he can live off. And I can see that this can make happen. Like we don't need to go in a revolution against them, because actually in such time we cannot we cannot go back in time. And I can say that this was one of the most important things that made me change my mind about how to deal with these robots, because some people may say that we can begin to like leave this technology aside and become like return back to time when we using manual um, control, like we do everything ourselves. But I think it cannot be happening again, because it just increasing, just automation and robotization is increasing over time, and it's not stopping. Like anywhere you can look, it's just increasing. We are having more, by time we're having more smart homes, smart technologies, smart features, and it's all turning smart. And actually, I cannot see that we are turning smart. It is the world around us. It is the technology around us that is turning smart, and we are just standing there looking. So if I think that is there is anything that we as humans can do, we can be respectful for such intelligence. We can realize it from early on before these intelligence turn on us. I think that since they are going to be artificial intelligence and it is like a human-like intelligence, if we deal with them with utter respect and consideration, like we consider that they have an ability to become what they want and to have dreams and to have feelings, to respect all of this, that will be in a package, like it will be in a human-like robot, to all to respect all of this. This will be a very important point that will turn our world, because it's easier to respect them and to have a world where we coexist with these robots, or we don't and we have a world that we don't really know what it will look like. Um, I think that if we don't do that, these robots are going to turn over us the tables. Because by time that we realize that we are not satisfied with them, they would be already um, developed in a huge artificial intelligence revolution. So you will not be able to stop them. And as I already said, like the most feasible and the more realistic solution will be to live in peace with them. So this was my alternative project. I hope that I could emphasize how this revolution of technology is real. It's not something that you can say that will be happening in 2100 or not 2100 or something like that. it's just so close, and every time we are having a new invention, it becoming more closer than ever. So as I said, like if there is anything that we can do, it will be that we realize these intelligent entities that are coming to our world very soon. So thank you for watching, and I hope that I clearly defined my project and my stance. Thank you.